cooking, and she didn't want to make chicken soup, so she put some of her favorite hot sauce on it, mixed it up in a bowl, garnished the plate with some blue cheese dressing and some celery, served it up to her son and his friends. They loved it, and on that night, buffalo chicken wings were born. For 40 years, Frank and Teresa's Anchor Bar has been winging it.
Well, look, this is the right wings, and this is the left wings, right here, see?
Did you wash your hands?
I will now.
Oh, good. That's good. Put it back.
Today, here at the Anchor Bar, we sell 1,500 pounds of wings every single day.
A day.
A day.
And I think that since they were the first of their kind, they've kind of set the benchmark, right?
We send our wings just about anywhere in the country overnight with Federal Express.
Including one overnight shipment to the premier address in Austin, Texas.
We sent some of those chicken wings a couple of years ago to Mr. Bush when he was not president but governor of Texas.
And many other celebrities have actually visited the Anchor Bar. One of the regulars here at the Anchor Bar is Lady Liberty, and I bet when you saw her in New York Harbor, you didn't look close enough, because if you had, you would have seen it wasn't a torch, it's a plate of wings she's holding.
Since you were born, they always show you and tell you, your parents, when you go out for dinner, you eat something, you always have to use forks, utensils. You go to a restaurant today, and it is okay for you to pick up a wing, just like that, and you just,
You'll have to excuse me if my mouth is foaming a bit. Those chicken wings were awesome last night, although they were still sitting with me when I was on the treadmill this morning. By the way, Mr. Toscano told me 90% of their patrons are from out of town. Coming up a bit later in sports, a scare for the UConn men at practice today. Live in Buffalo, Tony Terzi, Fox 61 News at 10. Nestled in the Superstition Mountains, about 40 miles east of Phoenix, is Tortilla Flat, the once popular stagecoach stop that now takes tourists back over 100 years.
Unreal how anybody first got a road up in here to even get this far with the mountains.
And after a long day of making your way up the Apache Trail here to Tortilla Flat, if you're looking to rustle yourself up some vittles, you can cozy up to the counter on this authentic horse saddle.
For their lunch or coffee.
And currency from at least 67 different countries serves as the restaurant's wallpaper.
The workers from the dam would stop by here and have their lunch or coffee, leave $1 on their wall with their name so they could use it next time. Well, as it got busier, the next people that come through here thought, wow, I want my name up on the wall.
Pam Ross and her husband purchased Tortilla Flat 6 years ago, but the 1,500 tourists a day have been hard to keep up with, so they're looking to sell. $5.5 million is the asking price on eBay.
We would like for somebody to come that would fall in love with the place and the surroundings and the history of it.
Included in your purchase is the town's original 1932 schoolhouse, which is being restored, and an ice cream shop, which features prickly pear ice cream.
Pear ice cream. How is that?
It's not too prickly, and I don't like pears, but this is great. This is really, really good.
Yeah, it's made from the prickly pear cactus fruit.
Say, does anyone know a good venture capitalist? I'm Tony Terzi, Fox 61 News at 10. Welcome back to Sports Ticket, everyone. Athletes often act and play like they're indestructible, and believe it or not, there's actually a local doctor who can help them become bulletproof. But while one of the materials used to fabricate his protective face masks he's created is the same as in bulletproof glass, his product is, of course, intended to withstand shots of another sort.
And then once
Dr. Robert Lynn has been consulting with the UConn medical staff for about 15 years, but became well known nationally among orthotists in 1994 when he created the first mask of its kind for Rebecca Lobo.
Since then, we've had some very high-profile players such as Emeka Okafor, Ben Gordon, Svetlana Abrasimova, so several of the players that have had distinctly successful careers at UConn have had broken noses because of their aggressive play and have had to come and had the treatment of the mask itself.
All those players Dr. Lynn has helped protect have gone on to win national titles with UConn. So the forecast seems sunny for this season's patient, Mel Thomas, who just shed her shield several days ago.
What I told Mel was that, after she gets this mask from me, that if her career takes off, then she can certainly thank me at a later date.
Nicknames, what have they come up with for you, the team?
Oh, well, they call me Rip just because, of course, he went here with the mask, and that's about it, really.
Speaking of Rip, he's well beyond last season's beak bashing, but he still wears his mask partially out of superstition and the fragility of his frame.
He's gotten his nose popped a couple of times, and we don't want that guy to get hurt. And he seems to have gotten used to it and plays well with it on now, so we encourage him every day to keep that mask on. We don't want you getting hurt.
The first step is quite simple. We actually lay the patient down and we take these plaster splints, not unlike the plaster material that's used if you fracture an arm or a leg. And they actually take the splints and we will lay them on the patient's face. And what it does is it gives us a very accurate mold of the facial features. And I won't do it completely, but what happens then is once it hardens, you actually achieve a negative model that looks something like this. And then once the negative models is obtained, we actually turn this into a positive model.
Dr. Bob, I don't mean to interrupt here, but I noticed over in the corner that this was labeled Emeka Okafor. This was his actual mask right here? You think if I were to use this in my town league games that maybe double-doubles are in my future on a regular basis?
If you grew about 2 feet, and put about 20 pounds of muscle on.
Thanks for the confidence. Good luck. Don't mess up.
Once the casting and the mold modification are complete, it's time to head to the lab to fabricate and vacuum form the heated plastic over the positive model of the face.
Then when you draw the vacuum in, it actually draws the plastic into all the little intimate corners of the face. The facial features come out, so you don't have any bridging around the nose, which would again obscure more of the vision.
One of the materials that is used in creating masks of this sort is polycarbonate, a fancy term for the stuff used to make bulletproof glass.
And once it's placed on the face, the forces are actually absorbed by the forehead and the cheek, and you can see that there's actually a gapping or spacing which protects the nose from a direct impact or a blow or even a side blow that you might obtain. And it's very clear so that it actually obscures as little vision as possible. And you can see the patient still has peripheral vision and actually can see up and down, which is important to engage in basketball, soccer, and other sports activities.
Wait till next year. It's something Red Sox fans had been saying since October 27th. Wait till this year is also the title of a film that mixes reality, documentary, and scripted scenes. Oh, by the way, its cast also includes Rich Coppola and Tony Terzi, who take us to the front row of their film shoot near Yankee Stadium on Wednesday night.
It goes from Aaron Boone's home run.
Leading by 3 as Boone hits it to deep left. That might send the Yankees to the World Series. Boone, a hero in Game 7.
Through winning the World Series this year.
Back to full. Red Sox fans have longed to hear it. The Boston Red Sox are world champions.
And actually tonight what we're shooting is a reenactment of the Aaron Boone night. And tonight Tony and Rich have agreed to play the police officers, New York City police officers, sitting in a squad car stopping to give Monica directions on her way out of Yankee Stadium after the Aaron Boone home run.
Oh, do you believe it? They did it again to him. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, the killing bees live. You got the Babe, Bucky, and now I guess you could call it Baboon.
How about Buckner in 86? Look at this.
Could you tell us how to get to Connecticut?
It depends. Who's better, Jeter or Nomar?
Nomar, but it didn't seem to make a difference.
Yeah. Hey, how about this? Take a swing at this, honey. How about Williams or DiMaggio?
How about I just want to get back to Connecticut and did DiMaggio hit 400?
Hey, who do you hate more, Bucky Dent or Aaron Boone?
Brady Little.
10-4, check and advise.
Hey, you can follow us. We got to roll.
Earlier in the season, we came in and with the help of the mayor's office here in New York, we shot the police chase scene, but we never got the inserts of the cops doing their dialogue. And we thought that that Rich and Tony, being a Red Sox fan and Yankee fan, would be great to be the cops teasing us as we fled New York City.
The Mini Cooper that's featured in the movie is the lead character's actual car, which no doubt gets plenty of reaction.
There are probably more people with pictures of this car on their cell phone or on their video cameras or whatever than anything else. I mean, whether you're driving in New York or Boston or Connecticut, I mean, love or hate the Red Sox, it gets attention.
You know, the reality segments of the film follow Monica as she goes to all the games this year, and the documentary segments follow her as she interviews guys like Rice, Yaz, Dwight Evans, Bill Lee. So to have somebody who's got Raleigh fingers and Reggie Jackson and Carl Yastrzemski's autographs go back and interview them today is really interesting.
Jess and Monica, who are husband and wife and Connecticut natives, thought this would be a straight-to-DVD, sell-it-on-the-internet sort of venture. But with all the excitement surrounding the World Series, there's a possibility of theatrical distribution throughout New England sometime near the end of February.
Here, let me give you a little light here. You need a little light? How about that? That do you nicely?
From the front row of our movie shoot, Tony Terzi, Fox 61 Sports Ticket.